Alright, dirt fans, welcome tonight. We're live here from the USA International Speedway here, dirt tracking tonight for the UDRA. Well, these boys are about to put on a good show for you here. Stay tuned. Got some good weather out here too. 71 track temp, 71 degrees and 97 track temp out there. About a little over a half-mile track. Want to welcome everybody tuning in here tonight. We're live on the UDRA's scene. About ready to throw these guys up here and have us a good show, man, right now. As the boys are just going to sling some dirt in these super late models. Stay tuned. Gonna be an awesome race. Let's listen to the sight and sound. A little bit of practice going on with these guys right now. It's kind of what they're doing here. Throw up a little top 10 for you there. Show you some of the drivers out here. Got Thompson, old Weaver out there. We know Cannon, Flatten, James, Fields, Liebergy, George, Rounds, Urco, man. That's some bad fast times for you. We've got about 17 minutes to go here. Practice time for USA tonight here. Race number 5 is going to be in the books. These boys going to storm around us. For these super late models, these guys are going to do the slide job best that they possibly can tonight. The folks tighten up the belts or tell everybody, man, to hold down the hatches. We're going dirt racing tonight here, USA style. Let's see if we can get a word in or two with a couple drivers up here. So we can bring up one or two up here and see who we got out here. There's Greg Thompson, and on top right now. And who else is out there? You know what? Let's get a word in with Thompson because we didn't get a word in with him last week. Let's get a talk in with him. Greg Thompson, Joe in the booth. You got a copy?
Yep. How's it going?
Hey, pretty good. Well, last week we didn't get to talk to you, and but we're gonna get to talk to you this week. And how's that car feeling out there right now? You got it on the top charts.
Yeah, it's feeling pretty good. Got a little while of practice in before we jumped in the server here, and I didn't think I was going to be that good, but feeling good.
Well, no doubt. I mean, you're up there fast time right now, and not looking bad fast out there. So, what you think about your favoritism to win this thing here tonight?
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that. What was that?
I was just, you definitely got a bad fast machine out there right now. So, what you think about your favoritism to win this thing here tonight?
Well, the car feels pretty good, but we'll just have to see how we run in qualifying here. The track changes a lot throughout practice here, and just got to make sure we run that quick line and get up above these boys. We get a good starting position, and if we can get out front, I think we can definitely keep it there.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Greg, man, you definitely showed the way the other week there, last week, showing how you can put this thing out front and win. Good luck out here, USA.
Yeah, appreciate it, guys. Have fun watching.
All right, man, no doubt about it. We can't get him back down there where he were. Jay, I believe that's a good question. I believe these are open, but you know what? Let me bring the man up here who can answer that question for me. Chris Arencia. I'll bring him up here. He definitely knows that answer. Hey, Chris, is Joe in the booth? Got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Well, man, I'll tell you what, Chris. I had a good question out there, and I know you've answered it. It's open or fixed setup?
This is open setup, sir.
Okay, that's what I was thinking. So there you go, Jay. Gerald, open setup. I was thinking it was. I know you told me probably that, and I know I'll probably ask you again eventually, but most of these I kind of figured are. But, hey, man, how's your car feeling?
We're looking for something. We still hadn't found it yet. I'm a little behind the pace, looks like tonight, but we're gonna see what we got.
Well, hey, right now, last week you tried to do everything you possibly could to bring that machine up front. Yeah, had a little trouble, man, out there earlier on, but new track, new racing surface, could come around for you.
Oh yeah. I mean, we're looking forward to it. And we're gonna see what we got for him tonight.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Well, Chris, man, as always, appreciate it out there.
Yes, sir. You too.
All righty. Well, there you go, Gerald. Not a problem, man. Open setup. Well, let's bring down another man here. We all know him by Howard Weaver. I call him the Weaver Mobile. Let's bring him down and get to talk to him. Howard, Joe in the booth. Got a copy? Howard, is Joe in the booth? You got a copy?
Yeah.
All right, look. I'll bring you down to the booth. Don't get shy on me now. How you doing tonight?
Sorry, I couldn't hear with all the sound. I'm pretty good. How are you?
I'm doing good, man. I'll tell you what, just doing some interviews here before we get this race underway. Right now, you're second on the speed chart. How's the car feeling out there?
It feels pretty good. I haven't raced at this track in a long time, so not sure how fast I'll be, but hopefully we'll be up there. Practice pretty fast, so kind of surprised that it was that fast with my old setup, but we'll see how we qualify. We seem to be getting good with qualifying at least.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And as we talk about qualifying, I'm going to let you get back down there and get to it because it looks like qualifying's underway here at USA. Howard, as always, man, good luck out there.
Yep, thanks, Joe. I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem. Well, there we go, man. We're set here to get these boys out here to qualifying here tonight. As they're getting to I'm gonna hide that and bring session up for us. All right, let's see what these guys can do out here. What's going out there, Jay Wees, man? It's first race of doubleheader night here tonight. Look at that. Chris puts down a pretty good time so far. We got a good field going on. Zach Rounds. He's making his rounds around here. Greg Thompson's got a good start right there. Jacob Fields, Tyler Collette, Garrett Liebergy. Nice group, man, out here so far. All right, who's your favorites? Well, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, these guys out here, man, are storming around this place. Yeah, keeping the ditches. Well, we are dirt tracking. There might be a few ditches out here that we have to worry about. What you think? Up, IU, how are you, man? We're live here at YouTube, Twitch, and over on the Facebook side, the UDRA Facebook website there. Check those guys out. United Dirt Racing Association. Here live tonight in USA. Got a lot of our title sponsors. You can look down there in the far corner right and check out them guys. You know, Howard pulled the win off here last week, so possibility he probably could again. It looks like Justin Norwood's got a bad fast machine here at USA. Now this track's gonna be a little different. It's actually the first time I've ever seen, me personally, I've seen the super late models out here run on USA. Howard hasn't put down a lap time yet. But you know, these guys definitely, they've got a lot of time. What's up, George? How you doing out there? All right. Take it to 29, all right? Man says he's going to take 29 tonight. IU did. Zach Rounds. He's looking pretty good so far. He's going to start in 5th place. We got about 20-some seconds left. We're going to get you starting grid up here for you. All right, folks. Well, let's bring this thing up here right fast. Let's qualifying's out of the way. I'm going to bring up your starting grid here tonight. All right, your starting grid here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Bringing it staying live here at OSR Networks, bringing it live. Justin Norwood putting it on pole here tonight. Howard Weaver sitting right in the 2nd spot. 3rd place man, John Fiddler. Alex Bergeron starting in 4th. 5th place man, Zach Rounds. Greg Thompson there in 6th. 7th place man, Shane James. 8th place, Jacob Fields. We got 9th place, Drew Herco. And Garrett Nerbergy, man, rounds out the top 10 as we look through the rest of this field. Star-studded here, boy. And look at that. I think I got my main man going to be with me here. As I'm going to bring down old Brett Wheeler here tonight with me. Going to be in the booth. Wow, we got about 20-some machines here. Hang on just a second. I'm going to pull Brett down here. All right, there we go. 20-some machines, man, gridded up. About ready to go racing here. As everybody knows who I am. Joe White up here in the booth. But I am also accompanied by the great man from down under, Brett Wheeler. Brett, how you doing?
Yeah, no, I'm doing good. It's good to be back up here in the booth alongside yourself, Joe. It's always a pleasure being able to broadcast a race alongside with you, and just looking forward to this 75-lap race.
Man, and it's going to be fast and furious like it was last week. These guys are going to put on an awesome show here at the UDRA, and it's just going to be a thriller. We're dirt racing here, USA style tonight. This track is going to be a little bit different. I just said earlier, Brett, that this is actually the first time I've ever seen the late models run at USA. Did a, I think it was a legend race. I saw it on the dirt, but I've never really seen the late models run here.
Yeah, that legend car race I actually won, so that was not a bad night for me. But no, you know what? I've seen a couple of races here at USA. In the super late models, there's definitely 2 grooves of racing here, and it's actually a longer track than the other tracks. I mean, this track is 3/4 of a mile, whereas the other tracks are only half a mile and a 3/8 of a mile as well. So a bit longer straight. It's kind of like the Martinsville, just with a bit of dirt slapped on it.
I got you. Good deal. Hercho. All right, so it's Hercho. I'm always saying Herco for some reason. Herchco. Okay. Good deal. Well, we'll get them right. Like I say, we always last names. We'll always get them right here. So we're getting set to go green flag racing. Like you said, 75 awesome laps here at USA Speedway. Kind of a flat style track. You referred to it as the Martinsville. And that is true. It does look like it. Martinsville very flat. They call it kind of a paper clip. And this place is almost about identical to it. They're about the same length too. Close to about a half mile in distance. The pace truck's pulling them around here. And that man, Justin Norwood up front. He's going to lead them all. Pace truck's coming out of turn 4. Brett, we're going green flag racing, and we do. As the green flag flies, these boys, man, will fly around this track as they are already beating and banging, heading into turn number 1.
Yeah, already 3 wide in the middle of the pack right now. Always looking to make it 4 wide. But right now, It is Justin Norwood to lead him down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Howard Weaver rides in second. John Fiddler in third. You got Alex Bergeron in fourth, and Zach Rounds running on the top 5. And here comes Greg Thompson and Shane James.
Yes, it is, and we got a who's who of names in dirt track racing here tonight. Justin Norwood, Howard Weaver looking to try to make the move. Them two are up there battling it out. John Fiddler along with Alex Bergeron. Talked to that young man earlier on there, Brett, this week, and great to talk to him. But right now, we're just seeing some fantastic driving up front.
The driver's just trying to settle into a groove at the moment. It's 75 laps. It's a long race, especially around the USA. You know, as I said, being 3/4 of a mile. But right now, here comes Fiddler on the inside of Howard Weaver into turn number 3 and 4. Rounds almost gets into the back of Bergeron, but the side-by-side battle right now is on for second. It's going to be Fiddler and Weaver. Give it to Weaver up the line. He's in second spot as Justin Norwood leads by 2/10.
Yes, it is, and right now they are still side by side. The 112 machine there, Alex Bergeron, he's trying to battle it out and try to take that third spot, get that synchronized slide going on, as he also got the nose of Zach Rounds putting it on the inside. They are hugging that inside wall. It looks like a multi-groove track right now, though, Brett.
Yeah, look, it's definitely multi-laned, but you know this track, the bottom will start to go away eventually. And that's where you see the top side, really come in. Then it'll come back late in the race on the bottom side, where the guys will have to use that throttle control. Meanwhile, Weaver on the inside of Justin Norwood, he can't make the pass off turn number 4. John Fiddler still pressuring that 7 machine as they go into 1 and 2, nose to tail. Your top 4 all running the middle part of the racetrack, just above that slick racing line. Meanwhile, Zach Rounds, he was right on the bottom, right in that slick stuff, trying to get some momentum. As Weaver and Fiddler actually, and they're still going to go side by side, but it's that horsepower coming off the top side of the racetrack and the momentum that really carries the speed. As it's now going to be Bergeron looking on the inside of Fiddler, but Fiddler once again using that momentum on the high side to get back by the 0-1-12.
Man, right now you're just seeing some fantastic side-to-side, synchro slide style racing. Like you just said, they're using that middle groove, kind of going in the low and the middle. But John Fiddler still trying to work over Howard Weaver up front as he's hanging on to the second spot. The man loving this, though, is Justin Norwood out front as he's seeing those two behind him do battle, man, side by side. And you got Alex Bergeron back there. He's waiting in the wings to try to do something in that 0-12. You also got Zach Rounds rounding out the top 5. So any one of those 5 to 6 drivers up there, there's a couple of them coming off the wall, making a few contact here. And I've noticed up there, Brett, they going in that turn, they get all full right there on that front, or on that bottom part of the groove, hitting that grass. Looks like there's a bump right there.
Yeah, I can tell you there definitely is a bump. Meanwhile, Fiddler and Weaver makes a mistake. Oh, Bergeron and Weaver, they come together into turn number 3 and 4. Weaver's going to lose 1, 2 positions. He might lose 3 if Zach Rounds can get underneath him. Bergeron with a slider and Rounds to the inside. Here comes Thompson in that 3-1-3. And right behind him is the 007 of Jacob Fields with Zach Rounds on the inside of Weaver. So Weaver, with that mistake in 3 and 4, he's going to lose 3 positions right now, and he's really going to have to pedal that 7 machine if he wants to get back towards the top 3.
Yeah, it was last week's winner. Howard Weaver's in trouble. Went up into the wall there, like you said, made contact. Now he's got Zach Rounds on the inside, trying to make rounds around here at the USA. If they go door to door coming into the turn, they definitely will slide those things, and it just looks beautiful to see those two machines, man, as they just kick those things out sideways. But right now, a very good battle going on for the 4th and 5th place spot. Is looking at Zach Rounds, just throws it in the turn, takes that spot. Here comes the 313 of Greg Thompson. We'll talk to him earlier on. He had a very fast machine as he goes on the inside of Howard Weaver.
Yeah, Thompson looking to get that 5th spot on the racetrack. He's got Fields and Shane James. So your top 7 cars, no, top 8 cars right now have really spread out from the rest of the pack. They've got probably half a straightaway over your 9th place car. And I'll tell you what, Shane James sitting back there in 8th, just biding his time at the moment. I would have expected that number 3 just to be a little bit further up early on in this race, but meanwhile, Fields and Thompson, they're going to go at it side by side off of turn number 4. Give it to Thompson. Thompson's going to hang on to that 6th spot on the racetrack. But how about Justin Norwood? He's got a clean set of heels at the moment, and after starting on pole, he's led the opening 13 and a half laps.
Yeah, no doubt about it, man. And we have still got a dogfight going on in the dirt back here and about the 4th or 5th place. But you got John Fiddler up there. He has now run down, or trying to run down at 04, but he's got his hands full with Alex Bergeron, who is right there on his tailgate trying to muster and see if he can't get anything he can. John Fiddler's just throwing that 115 machine around here at USA. So your top 4 or 5 guys right now kind of single file. Trying to maybe pace himself. Like I said, we're at lap 14 here with 61 to go. They still got a little bit to go here at USA.
Can tell you right now, John Fiddler is starting to catch a race leader of Justin Norwood 2 laps ago. Norwood had half a second lead, and over that last lap, John Fiddler brought it back down to just under 4/10. So that 115 right now is coming. But what he's also doing, he's bringing another couple of cars with him, Alex Bergeron and Zach Rounds. They're right in behind him right now, and we'll see if it's quicker again. He took off 9/1000 of a second just on that last lap. So, I mean, yeah, it's still early on in the race, but John Fiddler in that 115 is starting to catch a race leader.
Yes, he is, and still single file. Watching a good battle going on back here with Greg Thompson and Shane James right back there for the 7th and 8th spot. James looks on the inside, almost had that spot, just couldn't quite clear Greg. He got it done that time in the turns. He's going to get a crossover slide job. Not quite yet. The 313. Greg's looking on the inside. Can't hold it, but he's going into the turn again. He's going to see if he can hold it this time.
Yeah, James has got that momentum coming off the top side of the racetrack. As I said earlier on, the top 4 is just cleared away. Weaver and Fields. They're having a great side-by-side battle into turn number 1 and 2. It's going to be Weaver on the top side, Rounds on the low side. Then you go back to Shane James at about 5 car lengths, back to the 313 of Greg Thompson. Garrett Niebrugge in 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Ryan Flatten, who started in position number 11. So we've seen Philip Neese come from 18th, making his way up to position number 13. He's at the moment sitting in tonight's hard charger.
Yes, he is right now, and just trying to bring that thing to the front here and look good, man, as they're doing. There's another good battle going on. Jacobs Fields right there, you were talking about him. And he's trying to move on Howard Weaver, who actually got in contact with the wall and has still struggled. He's back in the 5th place spot, and he's definitely not been through. But we go back up front here. Alex Bergeron is putting pressure on John Fiddler for that 2nd place spot, along with Zach Rounds up there. So those 3 are starting to get awful racy.
Yeah, those top 4 right now. But I'll tell you what's going to come into effect very shortly. It's the lap car of Kyle Beck in the 39. He's got some fender damage on that machine. He's just going to pull to the inside, let these leaders go. So, look, a smart move there by the 39. I've seen some lap cars trying to race leaders, but I tell you what, a very smart lap car right there. But I tell you what, when they do get into lap traffic, if they get into lap traffic, that could play a big part depending on if we go green to checker right now. But just looking at the distance here between, oh, there it is, first yellow of the night. And that's going to be, let's try and have a look, see if we can't find who that was. The 37 of Randall Carter, and Richard Stallings comes in late there in the 17.
Yeah, let's go back here on the replay here. See what we got here and let these folks, man, check it out. We'll go one more time right here. Yeah, the 37 just looks like he came in hot and heavy. Go back one more time just to show the viewers out here. Oh, yeah, he got contact from the 42. 42 sent the 37 around the Carter around and just nowhere to go. And then the 17 came in. He had nowhere to go, Richard.
Yeah, that comes back on Richard a little bit too. I just see Blake Cannon just being given the end of line penalty, so he'll be deemed a reason for that caution. But just on that 17, when the yellow comes out, you're meant to sort of slow down because there is an accident up ahead or whatever. But it's part of racing. Sometimes you just you don't know where the guy's going to go. So.
Yeah, and that's true. And, we say on the oval side, the door just closes, and sometimes, man, you're the wrong place at the wrong time, and it happens on the dirt side of things too. These tracks, everything happens so fast. You're so narrow here, and it definitely, man, can just, before you know it, boom, you're in trouble.
All right, so just listening to race control there that Justin Norwood has been given option to choose inside or outside, so he'll make that choice as the pace truck will turn the lights off this time. Bypass the flag stand, I would assume, and that'll be 25 laps complete with 50 to run, so completing 1/3 of tonight's race distance so far as they come across the out of turn 4 this time by.
Yeah, it is, and it's been a fantastic race so far. We appreciate everybody tuning in. We got a packed house out there as we're across the board, Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube tonight, bringing all this action here for the UDRA Ultra Dirt Racing Association, and these guys are ultimately putting it around USA as they're going to stack them up 2 by 2. And we're going to rack these guys back up and let them go dirt track racing again here at USA Speedway. I saw Joe White up here in the booth along with Brett Wheeler, the man from down under. Been a good one here as we're halfway home in this one. Well, we got 50 to go. I don't know what's halfway home, but lap 25 as we're getting set to go green flag racing.
You know what? I'll go with the mouth from the south.
There you go. Absolutely. Well, here we are, man. Pace truck's in. We're about to go green flag racing. Just Norwood's going to get a good jump. They go 3 wide at the front, heading into turn 1. Boy, these guys are already trying to, man, hammer it down and put some racing up front.
Yeah, we're keeping an eye on Shane James and Greg Thompson on that 4th row. They're still side by side. Weaver in field and Bergeron, and I'm trying to. What did my camera do? That one there. But Bergeron on the inside there with Zach Rounds. As now it's still going to be side by side. They're going to make a little contact down the front straight away. Justin Norwood still your race leader, but Rounds on the top of the racetrack now. Here comes Fields on the inside of Bergeron. He's looking to pick up 4th right now, but I'm keeping an eye on John Fields in the 115. He's got so much more speed in turn 3 and 4 than what Justin Norwood does. Justin Norwood at the moment, he's hanging on. The battle is on for the race lead. 3 wide for about 4th and 5th behind them.
Well, I'm going to tell you what, Brett, you're talking about 3 wide. You should have looked back in the back and say we're 4 wide here at USA back there pounding on each other. Battle for the lead. These guys are starting to pick up business up front as that man, Justin Norwood, he feels the heat from the 115 there, John Fiddler. He's on the inside, slide job city coming out of the turn. They made contact, couldn't quite hold it, as they are still going to go duking it out as he hits that curb of grass there. He just edged the trimmings just a little bit as he went into the turn.
Yeah, trying to cut the grass here at USA. Little does he know, well, he should know, we're on a dirt track right now. As Norwood's still hanging on. Fiddler looking to the inside. Meanwhile, Shane James almost got into the left rear of Jacob Fields into turn number 3 and 4, especially on the exit. But he backed off the gas, and well, a nice job there by Shane James. He's starting to make his way through the field. I'll tell you what, I'm surprised. Howard Weaver's fallen back to 7th. He's not having the race that he would like at the moment. And now here comes Fiddler back to the inside of Norwood on for turn number 4. It's that topside momentum that is helping Justin Norwood secure and take advantage of that race lead. But Fiddler back to the inside.
Man, it is a battle on up front right now with Josh Norwood and John Fiddler. Will not give an inch. Zach Rounds is in the back there trying to do everything he can to look, and he got contact made from the back as Jacob Fields is up there, but still battle for the lead. I think John Fiddler is he's sizing up the competition and seeing what he can do.
While he might be sizing up the competition, Fields and Shane James, they're both starting to come through right now. As Fiddler trying to make a pass on Justin Norwood. As I said, Norwood just continuing that high side of the racetrack. That's where he's carrying a lot of speed. Bergeron has fallen back to position number 6 now, as Shane James has made his way up to position 5. I'll tell you what, if this race keeps on going, I wouldn't be too surprised if we see that number 3 of Shane James make it up into the podium.
Yes, it is. And right now, Justin Norwood is a man trying to hold on to the top spot, but John Fiddler's trying to do everything he can to use that bottom lane. Can't quite get it to hold down there. I notice this track is a little bit more bumpy, but you see Justin take a high, wide shot coming through the turn that time. Well, he drove it almost all the way up to the wall that time. John's going a little low. The 04 is going a little high. So they both taking unique times. They're almost 3 wide. Here comes Zach Rounds.
Trying to make the pass any way they can at the moment. You just see the track just starting to widen up. You see Justin Norwood, getting closer to that wall in turns 1 and 2, while you still got Fiddler and Rounds. They're sort of running the bottom at both ends of the racetrack, just getting that throttle control, and Jacob Fields as well. So there's 3 cars right now. They're running nose to tail, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th. They're all running the low side in 1 and 2, whereas you see your race leader of Justin Norwood running up into the top side of the racetrack, running near that moisture. And I'll tell you what, in a couple of days' time, there's going to be a cushion there to lean on. So I'll tell you, I can't wait for the cushion to come in.
Yeah, I can't either. Right now, I'm just watching another good battle on the track here, back in the 8th and 9th place spot. That's old Greg Thompson and Ryan Flatton right there. They're actually having a duke out fest going on. As I just noticed there's a huge bump coming in. It looks like turn number 1. You coming in there, it really upsets the cars as they come into turn 1. You can see it. It's almost like it's a dip in the middle of the track.
Yeah, it's kind of like when you come out of the pits. That's where it is. I mean, it's very strange, and if you hit it the wrong way, it really will unsettle the race car. So that's where these guys, trying to get their left front over it. Meanwhile, Greg Thompson, he makes a mistake. He's going to lose a couple of spots. And how about Josh Phillips from 20th up to position 12, and Robert Schaefer from 23rd up to position number 16. So both guys at the moment, big movers through the pack, and well, there's no change to your top 4. In fact, yes, there is. Zach Rounds has made his way up to position number 2, and that's Escar put John Fiddler back to 3rd. So right now, here comes Zach Rounds in the 29, looking to the inside of turn 3 and 4 of Justin Norwood.
Yeah, good battle going on, like you just said, man. And David Heileman back there in the mix, too, along with Josh Phillips, Tyler Collette back there. So some definitely good battling going on 2x2.
Challenge for the race lead. It's going to be Zach Rounds taking it over down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. No, we're going to continue to work that high side in on the top side of the racetrack. Rounds on the low side, coming across the line, give it back to Justin Norwood. So the 1 and 2 right now seems to be faster on the bottom. So maybe these guys need to try and work the top side in. As Mike Bowler, he is done for, but here comes Rouse looking back to the inside of Justin Norwood into turn number 3 and 4 once again. It's going to be right through the middle, and Shane James is up to position 4, and he is slow up. Position 5, sorry, he's closing the gap on your top 4. And there was contact there between Norwood and Rouse, and that's going to allow Fiddler to go from 3rd maybe to 1st.
Yeah, it is. Josh Norwood up front. They're going to side by side with John Fiddler. He's going to dive on the inside. But these guys, man, hey, it's like how you said out there, a bunch of angry dogs out here, man, fighting it out on the dirt track. And they're throwing up a cloud of dust while they're doing it. And Justin Norwood still takes it to the point, but he has still got that 115 of John Fiddler to deal with. And the 29 of Zach Rounds looks on the inside. Boy, it is a mess up front right now.
Zach Rounds has gone through the middle, and we got Fiddler on the inside of turn 3 and 4, and he's not going to be able to make that pass. So it's just that quarter extra speed coming off the corners right now that's really hurting their chances at taking over the race lead. Norwood's still going to have it. Now here comes Rounds. Rounds is going to go to the outside in turns 3 and 4. Here comes Fields as well, but it's going to be a slider from Fiddler and a crossover, and we are 3 wide for the lead. Woohoo!
Boy, I tell you what, Brett's getting happy, man, and these guys are getting happy. But look at Justin Norwood, 3 wide through the middle. He made a hole, but they're still 3 wide out the turn. Here comes Zach Rounds. He's rounding this track in USA. We got action up front and the back and everywhere around here.
I tell you what, John Fiddler, take a bow, because he was through the middle in turns 1 and 2 on the previous lap when they were 3 wide, and he could have just kept it flat and really doored Justin Norwood, but he backed out of it to virtually save all 3 race cars from a potential wreck. So, I mean, John Fiddler, I take my hat off to you. Although I'm not wearing one, but Zach Rounds right now looking back to the inside of Justin Norwood, and now we've got a 5-car battle coming up for the race lead.
Yes, we do. Justin Norwood, Zach Rounds, John Fiddler, Jacob Fields, Shane James. It's a who's who, 3 wide up front, and we got the 007 machine. He's coming in the mix. I'm going to tell you, Brett, these boys with lap 47 with 28 to go, nobody gave them the memo, man. It wasn't the last lap. They're racing like it is.
Yeah, now Shane James on the inside of Jacob Fields. They go into turn number 1 and 2. That's your battle for 4th and 5th right now. And now James looks to the inside of Zach Rounds, but Rounds going to have that momentum coming off the top side out of turn number 2. Down the long back straightaway into 3 and 4. Fields back around the outside of James. And now James thinking about making this 3 wide. Zach Rounds could be swallowed up from either side between Fields and James. They go into 1 and 2, slight contact, and well, it's going to unsettle the race car for Jacob Fields. But he's going to work to that top side, and he's going to try and carry some of that momentum that he lost. But now he's a couple of car lengths away from Shane James. as they go into 3 and 4.
Well, I tell you what, this is kind of warm-up lap for a lot of these guys, because after this, they got to go to the teamvlr.com, one of the big 3 races here. A lot of these drivers will, and this is just a kind of a prelude to what you're going to see the action tonight here at the UDRA. They are putting on a show up front. Justin Norwood, he is using that high line to his favor. Here comes the 115 of John Fiddler throwing it on the inside. Here comes Zach Rounds, 3 wide off the turn.
Rounds and Fiddler, they were side by side off of turn number 4. They go side by side into turn 1 and 2. James is there waiting to pounce on a mistake from Fiddler or Rounds. Norwood, I believe, has led every lap of the race so far. But let me tell you, he hasn't had it all his way, because he's had challenges from Fiddler and Rounds so far. And now he's going to have Fields and Shane James working at his back bumper very, very shortly. Rounds, he gets over that grass on the entry of turn number 1, and it really unsettles the race car. He really has to jam the brakes on just to settle it back down.
But I tell you what, the first time I think John Fiddler's had himself in trouble right now, because he's back in 3rd. Zach Rounds took over the 2nd spot. You got Shane James right there in 3rd, along with Jacob Field sitting in 5th. Alex Bergeron coming up into the mix. Don't count him out quite yet. He's got enough time with 22 to go. But now it's Zach's turn. Can he do anything with Justin Norwood up front? As right now, that man, like you said, has commanded every lap here at USA tonight for the UDRA race here on the dirt.
Rounds is just starting to close in just that little bit more. Now, wow, I tell you, that 1 and 2 corner where he didn't hit the infield, that's where you want to be right now. Look at that. That is a perfect turn 1 and 2. He goes into 3 and 4. He takes over the race lead. This is going to be the first time that somebody else is going to lead a lap, and it's going to be Zach Rounds, and Justin Norwood falls back to 2nd by not a lot. Half a tenth in between Norwood and Fiddler. And now here comes James and Fields. Norwood to the outside of Fiddler, side by side. Rounds your race leader. Norwood back to the top, and it's going to be Fiddler on the low side yet again, and Zach Rounds through the middle. So 3 different racing lines between your top 3.
Yes, it is, and Zach Rounds, like you said, took it to the point here. Justin Norwood still using that high line to his advantage. Coming off the turn, he gets a good momentum shot. As John Fiddler right there on his inside, he'll take 2nd place here. So the first time, like you said, all night long, somebody has challenged that man in the 3 machine, actually the 04 machine, up front. Now Shane James is on the inside.
I told you that number 3 is just lurking right now. As I said, I wouldn't be surprised if he has a podium spot right now, and he's looking to the inside, down the back straight away. So I think that bottom side is where it's at right now. Even through the middle, it's still fairly fast. So I think that top side is just starting to go away just a little bit more as this race goes on. And I'm actually surprised that Norwood's actually been sort of the only car running up on the top side of the racetrack. All the guys have been running through the slick. And that's where the sort of became the momentum. Now you look at the gap of Zach Rounds. He's just starting to gap John Fiddler as well. And I see what Fiddler's starting to gap Shane James and Justin Norwood, who were battling side by side, but Fiddler makes a slight mistake off turn number 4, and it's going to be Norwood who gets a little bit out of shape, and he's going to fall back to position 5.
Yes, it is, man. I tell you what, there's a who's who of competition in this field, folks. A lot of these guys, they run at the teamvlr, .com, and one of the big 3 series there. They're running some of the best in iRacing Pro Dirt Series and some of the iRacing Dirts here. I mean, a lot of these guys, it's just a lot of talent out here. Zach Rounds out front, John Fiddler there in 2nd, Shane James in 3rd. You got Jacob Fields 4th around the top 5, Justin Norwood, and you still got Howard Weaver, Alex Bergeron, Garrett Nieberge, just to name a few of the few out here, Brett, as we got 15 to go here at USA. It's anybody's ball game when you get this kind of talent out here on the field.
It certainly is. I'll tell you, how about Blake Cannon as well? He was sent to the end of longest line there, or end of line there on that only caution so far of the night. He's back up to position number 13, so not a bad drive from that 42. But we do have Zach Rounds out by nearly a full second, 9/10 at the moment over John Fiddler. And John Fiddler, he's got 4.5 tenths, nearly 5 tenths over Shane James, who's got Jacob Fields. Those 2 guys have come through the field together right now. They started next to one another, and there's contact. Fields He turns a 3, and we are still green. Oh my God. Oh no, the 14 of flatten is involved. And I dare say we're going to have a yellow.
If he doesn't get that thing straight. No, he gets it off the track. I don't think we had a yellow.
Negative, we're still green.
Yellow, yellow, yellow.
Well, nope, there's the yellow.
Better late than never.
That's it, no doubt. Somebody Howard threw a hot dog wrapper out there.
He's already made the hot dog stand at Eldora, so I wouldn't be surprised if he smoked one here at USA. I tell you what, this is going to be interesting. Jacob Fields was actually the one that had contact with Shane James, so we'll see if that 007 gets a penalty here or whether somebody else may have brought out the caution.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Didn't get a chance to see who it was on the caution there. Sorry about that, folks, on that one. But, you know, we saw the 14 go around. He got off the track real quick. Don't think that's what triggered it, but maybe other contact towards the back of the field. I mean, we got some really good racing going on. A couple guys going into the pits. I mean, Zach Rounds, though, putting it up front with John Fiddler there in second, Jacob Fields in third, Justin Norwood in fourth, Howard Weaver sitting in the fifth place spot. He's moving it back up along with Alex Bergeron. Jason George in seventh there, Garrett Nieberge eight, Drew Herchko. Okay, got it right. We'll get it right eventually. Herchko up there in the ninth, and Tyler Collette rounds the top 10. So, well, I'll tell you what, that is just a talented who's who of names here on dirt.
Blake Cannon, the 42, being told to go to the rear of the field. So he was, along with Josh Phillips, the reason why that caution come out, and the lights will go off the pace truck this time by completing it 66, maybe 67 laps when we get the green flag. So it'll be 8 laps, an 8-lap shootout. So less than a heat race distance here. I'll tell you what, this Elite 7 racing team, you know, they've got those cars dialed in.
Yes, they do. And again, folks, it's an open setup. So these guys are able, you know, when Brett says dialed in, they're able to dial them in to how they like them, how they want them to run. You still got to be mindful of how the track changes, because we're seeing that high groove. Looks like it, like you said earlier, might be going away as the man up there, Justin Norwood's been able to use it all race long. Just not been able to get the bite that he wants here lately the last several laps.
Right, so we'll see what Zach Rounds can do here in these last 8 laps, choosing the low side of the racetrack for this restart. Teammate of John Fiddler to his outside, Jacob Fields, Justin Norwood, Howard Weaver, Alex Bergeron, your top 6, as we are getting set to go back to green flag racing right now, and we are back underway, and Zach Rounds leads us to the green flag, but here comes Fiddler immediately to his outside, and Fiddler's going to take over the race lead into turn number 1 and 2.
Man, and I tell you, there was contact by the 012 machine, Alex Bergeron. Almost got that thing all sideways there. The 04 Justin Norwood trying to hold on that high side. I just think the high grooves went away, but they are still 2 and 3 wide in the back there. Man out front, John Fiddler takes the lead, along with Zach Rounds right there on his back bumper. The 07 of Jacob Fields. Here comes Howard Weaver.
Yeah, a lot of these drivers right now inside the top 10 are running that low side of the racetrack. Fiddler, he carries so much speed into turn number 3 and 4. He might have made a little mistake sliding up too high on the racetrack. That completes lap number 69. 6 laps left to run around here at the USA Speedway. Fiddler has command of the field. Zach Rounds and Jacob Fields are your top 3 right now, and they're just starting to pull away from the 7 of Howard Weaver back there in 4th.
Yeah, right. And look at that. Jason George is coming up there, too, up in the top 7 spot right along there, along with Drew. He's up in the 8th place. I mean, you got Dan Smolders right there also, and Tyler Collette. So a bunch of them guys right there along with about the 6th, 7th, 8th place spot on back. They're all battling it out side by side.
Tell you what, that caution really hurt Zach Rounds, because he had almost over a second lead, and now he's starting to fall to the clutches of John Fiddler. We have a yellow out on the racetrack, and looking at, we may get a 1-lap shootout to finish this off.
That's what it looks like it might be. And the 99 went up into the wall, Dan Smolders. He's not the cause of the caution, but he sure might have messed up the field a little bit. It looks like I couldn't quite check who that number was. I know the 68 of John Little, he's around. The 37's around, Randall Carter back there. So a couple of those machines. Just go back here one time. See what happened to him. Oh, yeah, just huge contact. The 9 of Robert just made the closing of the track, and those guys just collected and just huge hit back in the back.
All right, so as it stands, I think these drivers should be on 2 to green. All right,
Yep.
so that'll give us lap 75 when they get the green flag. So, man, this is going to be a 1-lap shootout. I'll tell you what, if I'm John Fiddler, I want to get the jump on Zach Rounds, because Zach Rounds, Fiddler got the jump on Rounds as they went into 1 and 2 on that previous restart, and it's going to be interesting to see where Fiddler actually chooses, whether he chooses to go the high side or the low side.
Yeah, no doubt. You're right. John Fiddler is definitely going to need the start of his life here, because you know Zach Brown's going to try to throw that thing on the inside, see if he can't get a good slide job on him here with about, like you said, equivalent to like a green flag, green-white checker.
Just looking at the lights on the pace truck, and they are off this time by. So it'll be 74 laps complete when they get the green flag with the 1-lap dash. And well, these guys have got less than a mile of a race distance. They got 4 turns to find out who will take out tonight's round of the Ultimate Dirt Racing Association here at USA.
Yeah, it is. Lights on, the pace truck's off. Here we go, folks. We're going to have us, man, a awesome shootout here on the dirt track. Can Zach Rounds pull it off? Can Howard Weaver get up there? Can John Fiddler pull this thing off here? His pace truck's pulling them around here to get set to go green flag racing. You got the 012, Alex Bergeron, Jacob Fields in the mix. Any one of them cars up front. That's all it takes is just a little bit of getting tangled up in a mess. Green flag, and I'm going to tell you what, John Fiddler gets a good jump. Zach Rounds tried as they're going to throw it in. Here comes Howard Weaver up for the lead.
Off of turn number 2, this is the final time down the back straightaway. Fiddler leads Weaver, Rounds and Fields in the turn number 3 and 4. It's going to be Fiddler and Weaver. Who's going to make it up for turn number 4? John Fiddler in the 115 comes across the line. He gets the checker flag and will take the honours here tonight. Second will go to Howard Weaver. And Zach Rounds, he got a horrible restart. He recuperates to grab 3rd. What a drive there by John Fiddler. And you can't help but feel a little bit sorry there for Zach Rounds in the 29.
No, you can. Coming off the turn, it was a good start there, but a good race for John Fiddler. He did everything he could out there. But Howard Weaver also tried everything to power that thing to the inside. The high line just went away here tonight. And Justin Norwood, who dominated a lot of this race earlier on, just could not keep the momentum up top. And man, what a race. Folks, if you don't like that, then I don't know. I mean, maybe ballerina is the thing for you, because dirt racing definitely probably won't be.
I tell you what, Richard Stallings, 24th up to position number 10. What a drive from that 7A machine. And considering that he was one of the guys that sort of came in late after that first caution when Randall Carter was around.
Yes, it was. If we can bring up a few of these drivers up here and get a talk in with them here. We've got Howard Weaver, and we're looking for John Fiddler. There's John Fiddler. And I don't see, Brett, do you see Zach Rounds?
No, he disconnected from Team Sweep. He's
okay.
You know what? I kind of don't blame him. You know, it could have been a rage quit, because I tell you what, if I led by over a second and then have a caution come out and I finish 3rd, I'd be dirty as well.
Yeah, well, it happens. It's racing. But I tell you what, let's bring down the man here, Howard Weaver. He's 2nd place man tonight. Was able to bring it back and have a good finish. Let's let you get a talk in with him, Brett.
Standing by the number 7 machine of Howard Weaver. Howard, you started on the outside of the front row. You fell back to as far as 7th or 8th, I believe, then. But you had to work your way up, and a couple of late cautions really helped you get back towards 2nd. How do you feel?
Yeah, I was running, and I got knocked back pretty quick, and my setup was super loose. Like, if I even tried to turn going into the corner, it wanted to spin out, so I was kind of having to let it do its own little thing there, and in the hopes that it would tighten up at the end, and it did. It got a lot better. Probably needed a higher gear to have a run at John there, but from 4th to 2nd in the last lap's pretty good. Plus running 7th, I think, with 15 to go, so it really came on good there at the end.
we speak about having a lot of luck to, to not only win these races but also to finish in the top three. When you're sitting about, fifth or seventh, as you said, with 15 to go, a couple of late cautions, they certainly helped you out. I think Shane James had an incident there with Jacob Fields. Jacob Fields obviously able to keep his spot where James sort of retired to the pits. I mean, I've seen you have finishes side by side here at USA. What was the mindset on that last restart? And did you actually think you had a shot restarting it out of 4?
I didn't think I had as good of a shot as I ended up having, but luckily John picked the outside, so that meant I had a shot to go whenever he went. Of course, the top 3 there were teammates, so I didn't know if maybe they were in another room telling each other when they were going to launch, and if that happens, then it's a little harder. But it looked like Zach or whoever was on the bottom in second spun their tires, and then John even got loose on the straightaway. So all of a sudden, going into turn 1, I was right on his butt. I was trying to race him clean because he's been racing me really clean all season.
Going down the back straightaway, did you think that, hang on, you might have a chance here, for a win? I mean, you could have gone to the top, you could have gone to the low side. I mean, what was going through your mind racing down that back straightaway?
Well, I wasn't too sure. I didn't really. My main chance was going to be to bump him up the track all the way, but I decided not to do that because my car wouldn't come off the corner. But going in, it would get in really good. But coming off, I had too low of a gear, so I knew my only chance was probably going into the corner or him screwing up, and he might have messed up just a little bit, but not very much. And like I said, I wasn't gonna try to knock him out of the way because he hasn't. He's had chances to do that to me this season and hasn't. So hopefully, we'll keep having good races like that.
All right, man. Well, look, well done on second place. A good result for you and the team, and no doubt, I'm sure you got plenty of people to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank you and Joe at OSRN and Ultimate Dirt TV, UDRA for putting on the race, Team Friday, Tennessee Punch Bunch, VLR, everybody who's watching. Hopefully, it was a good race. It seemed pretty well for this track. Not too many cautions, so hopefully we'll come back next week. I'm not sure what track, but hopefully it'll be another good one.
All right, there we have it, Joe. That was Howard Weaver coming home in second place.
Yes, it was. And I'll tell you what, we're going to go down here. I know a happy guy, John Fiddler, here pulling it off here at USA here tonight. John Fiddler, Joe White and Booth, got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, I tell you what, you were in the tire tracks there, Justin Norwood, most of the night trying to get the slide job on, and you finally got around him on the inside. It worked. Take us back to the pass there that took you to the lead, and then the battle with Zach Rounds on that last caution to get you the win here tonight at USA.
Yeah, we had a fast car, and Norwood had it moving on the top side, and my car's just not set up for that. So I was just biding my time on the slick, just trying to keep him in range, and I'd run him down, and you just couldn't pass because there wasn't enough on the bottom. He was getting quite a run on the outside. I threw a slider. I was just waiting, biding my time. I didn't want to take us out that early, and I threw a slider, and he got back up underneath me. And then I know we were 3 wide there, me and my teammate Zach and Norwood, battling, and finally got around him. And then Zach had this thing in the bag until the last caution there.
Yeah, he did. And actually, like you said, man, Josh up there using that high line earlier on in the race, and it looks like it just went away on him. He just couldn't get the grip that he did, and you just came on and just blew right by him on the inside. Then Zach had it up front. I know he probably a little upset over the last caution coming out because that blew that whole lead he had and gave you an opportunity to get up front. But nonetheless, you pulled this thing off here at USA for the Ultra Dirt Racing Association League here tonight. And I know you got some people you want to thank. Who you got?
Yeah, I thank my team, Elite 7 Racing. Checks out on Facebook. Great set of teammates. I think 5 of us tonight. I think it was 5 or 4. Yeah, 5. Finished in the top 10 tonight. My sponsors, Max BTV, Water Truck Productions, and Arencia for putting this on HRE, this UDRA. It's a good series. And you, of course, for broadcasting. It's a great broadcast.
Hey, I appreciate it. It's always been fun to watch you guys fly around the dirt out here and kick up some dust. and it was an awesome race to watch from the start to the finish. And again, my hat's off to you out there. John Fiddler pulling off the victory tonight here for the UDRA USA here, dirt track racing. Again, congratulations, John.
Joe.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Well, Brett, I tell you, wow, that's all I got to say right there. It was just wow. I mean, these guys, man, tonight did everything right out there. But that man right there, John Fiddler, he pulled it off, and he's the man that's actually tonight putting it into the victory circle. Howard Weaver did everything he could to try to bring home second. Zach Rounds in third, Justin Norwood fourth, Jacob Fields fifth. Just Jason George coming up in the sixth, Alex Bergeron seventh, Tyler Collette eighth, Drew Hercho. I hope I'm gonna get it close. Anyways, Herchko. keep with me there, Brett. Man, I'll eventually get it. Herchko is it in ninth, and Richard Stallings round the top 10s. Look to the rest. Well, I'll tell you what, Brett. Wow, it was heart pounding, man. This whole entire race. You got any final thoughts on this one?
I mean, no, it's just another track, and late models proved to be one of the best divisions to broadcast. There's always good battles on the racetrack. 2, 3 wide. I think you said earlier on there was sort of 4 wide, and it just goes to show you that they are one of the best. And I mean, I'm a sprint car guy through and through. I watch sprint cars every day of the week. But I tell you what, you give me a chance to broadcast a late model race or even a modified race, and I tell you what, I'm there. And I'm putting these guys at very close to the top of the list to put on a show.
Absolutely, and I'll second that notion there. I mean, that's here on the Tuesday night, you can check us out here in one of the Big 3 series for VLR and Accelerated there. You can check out, if you love super late model action, check that out over on the Accelerated Facebook page and here on the OSR Network. We'll bring it to you on the YouTube also. But tonight, it was the UDRA Ultra Dirt Racing Association guys and the super late models tearing it up here at the USA International Speedway, and they did a fine job. Exciting racing throughout the field, and that man John Fiddler pulling out the victory. Well, folks, hey, if you like oval style racing, I know Brett, he's a dirt man, and he's probably going to head over to the Big 3 side for the Team VLR guys. I'm going to head over to Las Vegas and do some truck racing. If you like it either way, definitely got a lot more racing action tonight for you. Till then, everyone, appreciate you coming out and have a good night.